Hey everybody, and welcome back for another video. In today's video we're going to have some fun and show you a new product that we've bought, and we're going to try it out. Now I'm just going to get right into it, and what it is a incubator. Alright, so you know, for a long time now we've had chickens. We usually buy them as chicks, as day-old chicks or 3-day-old chicks, and we grow them up from there. Well, we want to get our hands into the hatching side of things. If anything, it's just going to be fun, it's going to be a good experience, and show the kids here the whole life cycle of chickens. So what I have here is pretty much considered the Cadillac of incubators as far as home incubation goes, and read a lot of reviews, and it keeps coming back to this one, which is the Nurture Right 360. So it has big shoes to fill. It's always kind of pumped up as the go-to. As sometimes they say pay the price or pay it twice. So as far as cost goes, this is definitely on the upper end of home incubators. But I figure we'll go with the reviews, go with what people are having good luck with and good results with, and hopefully this will be the only incubator we need to buy, and hopefully get the results we're after, like I said. So anyways, we're going to take you guys in a little closer. We're going to do a little unboxing now of this incubator, go over a couple of the features that are outlined on the box here, and show you what comes in the packaging. And my two kiddos, my good helpers here, are going to help me out, and we're going to do this whole experience together. Back on the counter in the corner I have some eggs that we're going to be putting in the incubator. They should be fertilized, but you know, time will tell. So come on in, we'll do an unboxing here, and then we'll get into the setup and usage and get this thing loaded up with some eggs. Alrighty, so as we've already said, this is the Nurture Right 360 and made by Harris Farms, or sold under their name anyways, and Mana Pro up in the corner. So this has different features. I'll go to this side here first because it has a better listing of them. But basically we have an automatic egg turner, which simulates hen hatch for higher hatch rates. Auto stop, which stops turning the eggs 3 days prior to hatch day. External water top up, because when you're doing incubating of eggs, there is humidity controls and concerns that you want to take note of. Well, this one allows you to top up the water from the outside of the machine without having to take the lid off and disturb the inside environment. So we have that 360-degree induced airflow, which provides optimal air circulation and temperature stability. Great for many egg sizes between chickens. It can hold about 22, duck eggs between 12 and 18, and pheasants about 22 eggs as well. 360-degree visibility, and 12-volt low voltage, which is safe for kids. Alright, so that's the features on the side of the box. As well though, it also mentions right here that there is a built-in LED light candler. And that's for checking the progress of your eggs as they're developing, to make sure that they haven't stopped developing or perished or whatnot, or become non-viable. So that's that. Okay, this has, like I said, 22 egg capacities. That's your standard chicken egg size. And here's a little outside picture. There you go. Alright, let's get into the box. Alright, so far, you know, not too much to comment on the packaging, but you know, as far as packaging goes, seems like nice packaging. Here's our instruction sheet. And we'll have a look at that as we go on. Take out some cardboard here. A little box with some accessories. Obviously we already see the main machine here. It's the main incubator. And I figured this was going to be the power cord in the accessories box. And that is all that's in there. Okay, power cord in 2 pieces. One plugs into the other like such, and that will be our power source. We're now going to get into the incubator itself. So I'll hold this and I'll get rid of the box. There we are. This is the incubator itself now. So as far as packaging goes, there's a little bit of blue tape here just to keep the lid on. So I'll get that removed. And let's say we'll have a matching piece on the other side, which we do. Okay, there we are, 2 pieces of tape by the look of things, and then the lid just lifts off. Alrighty, so here we are with our incubator opened up here. This is the automatic turning tray, and I've already noticed that this just lifts off, has a fitted little indent there for proper placement. And then this is just your lower circulation tray, your support tray for the eggs. And let's try to lift that out. Alright, just a little support tray, and then there's our base. And you can see already, right here, we do have the external water filling ports. And you can see the channels that the water can run. Okay, and there's two separate channels. There's an A, which is currently open, and that just flows into the middle square here. But there's also a B side, which goes in and around and out into this outer circle here, so it fills everything other than this inside square. And we'll look at the directions and see what all that's all about. But as far as just looking down and seeing it, you can tell that's where all the water is going to go, whether it's A or B channels. And that all has to do with humidity and timing of the incubation cycle, from what I understand so far. So we'll put our base on. And we're going to put our egg turning rack, I'll call it an egg turning rack, put that in, that's in its proper slot. So as far as this base goes now, this is ready. And then the star of the show is the lid, which has the heating element, the fan, and all your timing controls and such, all in the top there with your heat settings and percentage of humidity, and here is your LED candler. Alright, so that's your overview of that. So let's get into the instructions and we'll look at how to get this set up and running. So at this point now we are going to actually look at our instructions and get this thing plugged in and set up and follow right along here. So, number 1, digital control functions, blinks during operation, the menu button, press to display the days to hatch, egg turning indicator on, the auto turner is on, off, the auto turner stops 3 days prior to hatch. And then egg candling button, which turns auto off after 5 minutes. So there's different functions. Displays days to hatch, that was the menu. Egg turning test, you can do the plus or minus. Egg candling, push the egg light button. Temperature and hatch days adjustments, press and hold for 3 seconds on the menu button. And to reset to factory settings, press and hold for 5 seconds, the negative and the menu. Like I say, I'm listing most of this off because if I lose these instructions, I will have this video to remind me. Choose the right location. You just want something that's not in a cold or drafty area, something that can remain a stable temp. Assembly, we've already pretty much done that. The egg tray onto the base, make sure it sits flat, and then the egg turner onto the D-shaped shaft. We got that done. So next will be to plug in the egg turner cord, which comes out from the base, and that goes into the socket on the back of the incubator top. So we'll do that. Okay, so here's the rear of the machine. Here's our egg turner power supply. So I'll take the twist tie off of that. And then that cord goes up, and it's actually labeled quite clearly. You can see there, it's upside down, but it says power supply and egg turner. There's two separate power inlets. So we'll put this in the egg turner side. So that's done. And next, so the top onto the incubator base, which is done, ensuring the clear window is completely closed. And align the two notches on the bottom of the clear window with the two sockets on the base. So these are the notches we're talking about here. And here are little slots down there. So those will just wiggle into place like so. Alright, next, adjusting temperature and hatch days. So this says it comes preset to 99.5 degrees Fahrenheit and 21 hatch days for chicken eggs. So upon plugging the incubator into power, the timer will immediately begin countdown from 21 days, and the temperature will gradually increase to 99.5 degrees Fahrenheit. During this time, the heat indicator light will blink. This is normal. Then to change the temperature, press and hold the menu button for 3 seconds, and the preset 99.5 will blink on the screen. Then you use plus or minus to adjust the temperature. After completing temperature adjustment, press the menu button again and enter the hatch day settings mode. And the preset is day minus 21, which will blink on the screen, plus or minus to adjust that. When finished, press menu once more to exit the setting mode. The incubator will then start to run using the new settings. During the initial warm-up period, the low temperature alarm may be triggered as the unit slowly warms up to 99.5 Fahrenheit. This is normal. To disable the alarm, press the menu button once. Alright, so this is one of the next phases we need to take care of, and that's humidity. So controlling humidity. The humidity in the incubator can be roughly adjusted by adding water to one or both water pots via the external water filling port, and can be further adjusted via the air vent knob to achieve the required humidity level. So day 1 until 3 days before hatch. To prepare the incubator for first stage of incubation, fill water pot A and open the gray air vent halfway. Alright, so here's our little gray vent here. So I'll put that straight up, which will give us half opening. So that's already done. And we're going to fill up water pot A. Open the gray halfway, then wait for 2 to 3 hours for the humidity to fully stabilize. To achieve a humidity around 50%. Between 48 and 55% is acceptable, which is suitable for most poultry. During the last 3 days before hatching, what you do is you remove the red plug from water pot B and add water to pot B in addition to water pot A. Next, open the gray air vent fully and wait 2 to 3 hours for humidity to fully stabilize to achieve a humidity around 70%, which is suitable for most poultry. And I believe that's about it. There is a few more notes in the back, but as far as getting the eggs in and going at proper humidity, we know now we just need to fill pot A, put the eggs in, plug it in, default settings should be good to go, and we just off to the races. So let's get that much more done. Anything else here, like I said, we've already reviewed. If there's anything else important on this, I will address it as we go before the video's over. But for the most part, as far as getting things up and running, that will do it. Alright, so what I've done here now, we got our incubator moved over. It's just underneath our regular cabinets here. But it's in a corner that's kind of got a little bit of light, but it's also enclosed in the corner. You know, not that we have big drafts or anything in our house, but it's just kind of, you know, in an isolated area where it's likely not going to get bumped or disturbed, but it's also in a spot where we can easily observe it, see it every day. This is a common spot where we come to get our drinking glasses, so it kind of makes it a focal point of our attention where we're seeing it every day so that we can enjoy the whole process. And that's what we're looking at of this, is to enjoy the process of hatching chickens and learning. So, you know, tucking it away in a corner in a far room is possible, but it also takes the fun away of seeing it on the regular. So hopefully it doesn't make too much noise as far as the fan goes. I haven't had it plugged in or anything, and the egg turner, but you know what, if it makes a bit of noise, that's something we're willing to tolerate in the interest of seeing this in action. So we're going to start off now, like I say, with the incubator. You got fill ports A and B. We are going to be filling up port A and then keeping B covered until the last 3 days of hatching, right? Vent is at half, which the directions said. And I'm going to pass over some water to our little lady here, and she's going to fill up port A. And then Mr. Man and little lady will both be filling this full of chicken eggs. Alright, so we're just going to use our water flowering pot, a garden flowering pot, and little lady can fill it up so that it doesn't overflow, but up, you know, relatively normally to high. Just going to pour nice and slow. Alright, so she's going to fill that up until it's at the top of the little basin. Alright, that should do it right there. Alright, so now that the water is in, I'm just going to plug in our power supply, have that ready to go. So all that's left at this point is to plug this final connector into the incubator at the top there. So I'm just going to get things situated, get my power supply back here out of the way. The cord can easily reach. So everything is where we want it. So now it's time to bring over the eggs. So I'll bring them over here and the kiddos can start loading the machine up with those. I'm just going to lay down a little bit of paper towel for cushioning. You never know if I, put an egg down a little bit too hard. I don't want to crack the shell. I'm going to start putting our eggs over here, and you may be noticing that these are quite small eggs. And that's because one of the little things I haven't told you yet is that these are all Silkie eggs, Silkie chickens. And being Silkies, they do lay little small eggs. Okay, I may grab a regular size one just to show you the size comparison, because we do take it for granted sometimes that we got Silkies, so we know about this egg size difference, whereas maybe one of our viewers there may not have seen such a small egg before. So I'll get a regular one to show it to you in comparison. But as for now, we'll just get these all moved over in no particular fashion. And this is one thing that we're experimenting with as well, is that we have 3 Silkie hens. So obviously they never laid all these on the same day, but we're going to start incubating them on the same day. And as far as my understanding goes, is these can kind of stay in a little bit of developmental limbo until they go into that temperature which activates the whole incubation process. So hopefully all these eggs will start off at the same stage. They've been in the house in like 20 degrees or so, so some of them may have developed a little more than others. But we've collected these probably over the past week. So the oldest of these is about a week old. Hopefully they all incubate and hatch near the same time, but that's part of the experiment we're going to find out as well. So as you can tell, I got 4 rows of 3 plus 1 to the side, so we got 13, lucky number 13 eggs, and we'll get these put into the machine, started up, and hopefully in 21 days or so we could have in upwards of 13 baby Silkie chicks. So there we go. So I'm going to get the kiddos now. I'm going to start putting the eggs into the incubator, start it up, and that's about it. Alrighty, so here we are. We're going to take the lid off. Again, this has not been preheated or anything. It's not plugged in. Nothing active right now. So carefully move this to the side without crushing any eggs or damaging the incubator itself. No rush. We got 21 days, so there's no rush for any of this. Alright, so this tray has 22 slots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the middle, and then I'm going to just assume that there's 16 on the outside to make 22. Alright, so we'll start off Mr. Man. He can take one of the Silkie eggs, and I guess we will probably have the rounder side to the outside. I don't think it really matters, but I'm thinking that the rounded bottom should probably be to the outside, like so. And I'm only thinking that because as this turns around the circle, there's going to be more distance to cover by the bottom, and just hopefully it'll keep everything turning evenly. Alright, little lady, you put the next one in. So look for the rounded bottom, put it to the outside, there you go. Now keep in mind, all these slots are not going to be full, so we can kind of space them out, you know, space in between. There you go, put it in carefully. There you go, just switch this one around so the rounded bottom is out.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's fine. Alright, little lady. There you go. Skip one. There you go, right in there. Awesome. Alright, little lady, next. Alright, just a minute. Good job. Alright, so now we're going to go to the inside. Round the bottom to the outside. There we go. Good job. Good job. Excellent. So we got 2 left that are not going to be in optimal placement the way we're doing it. So 1 each. You can find whatever spot you like and fit it in there. not there. Good. And probably on the other side away from that one. The opposite side. Over here or here, I would think. Alright, just to balance the weight load out. And there we are. Okay, I'll bring you guys in closer. Alright, so there we are. And I kind of promised you guys I would show you a Silkie egg versus a regular chicken egg. This is a blue Azur's egg here. Alright, so kind of, there's your size difference. Alright, so all of our eggs are in here, 13 eggs. I don't think I need to mark anything right now. It's going to be turning it on its own, so I don't need to mark like a certain side that's up or down, because I'm not going to be rotating them myself. so I don't need to worry about that. I'm starting them all off on the same day, so I don't really need any particular order of numbers, and I never kept track of the order these were collected in. So as of right now, I have nothing to mark on these eggs. So I get the lid on and we'll get this show on the road. Alright, so I'm going to take my power cord and we'll plug this in. And there you have it. Default settings, everything is set. Menu tells you your hatch day, so day minus 21, and that'll count down as we get closer. Current temperature, current humidity 45% and climbing, temperature 75 Fahrenheit and climbing. We have the active heating indicator here, and we have active egg turning indicator over there. As well, when it comes time to check the eggs for viability, here's our candling light, and that's about it. Other than that, if we wanted to change temperature settings or hatch day and whatnot, we'd use the menu button and hold that as the instructions directed. So, but as for right now, we are done. This is active. We are incubating. All right, we are successfully off to the races. So that's it for there. 21 days, and in between we will find out how successful this ends up. Hopefully very successful. And there you have it, folks. That is our unboxing and startup of our Nurture Right 360 incubator. It's automatic turning. It's got humidity, humidity basins and monitoring, temperature monitoring, and it has a LED candling feature and all that good stuff. So, like I say, we bought the one that had the best reviews. It was definitely more money than some of the lesser competitors. So hopefully, like I said, we'll pay the price, but we won't have to buy it twice. So anyways, we are set up, we are incubating, and we'll try to keep you guys updated over the next 21 days how progress is going. Try to get a video out here and there of candling the eggs, and maybe catch a bit of footage of it turning. All that is up in the air right now as far as what we capture during the next 3 weeks. But as for now, this is our little home experiment, active, running, and hopefully we'll have great success. So until those next update videos come out to you guys, we do hope you're happy, we hope you're healthy, take care of each other, and peace out.